Guys, I swatched all of the colors in this set, and the first thing that I notice is that the pastels are really hard to get out of this box. So I've got paint under my fingernails, on my fingers, and that's fine. But when I want to switch between colors, for example, first, if I used yellow and then wanted to use red, my fingers would be dirty, and I would also put this excess color on another color. So they're really hard to get out. But mind you, it's summer here. They are extremely soft, and it's around, I don't know, 23 degrees Celsius in my room here. So maybe that's the thing as well, because they also came a bit damaged here. And I suppose it's because of the heat, and maybe they stay too long in the back of the post van and so on. So the first thing, they are really hard to pull out, but that's easy to deal with, because I can just take them out, put them in a container of some kind, and maybe that will be easier. Also, I noticed that some of them, for example, this one has like oil residue here, although this is paper. Again, perhaps it's just the heat. I don't know. I'm not a physicist or a chemist, but maybe, yeah. Not all of them, just two or three have this oil residue on the outside. Okay, as far as the color range, the colors are amazing. I mean, there are 72 colors, and you get many reds, many pinks. Look at these blues and yellows and greens and so on. I'm really happy that there are a lot of neutral colors, like this line, the bottom line, then these colors here, very muted. This green is muted, neutral, these two as well, this one, these two. I really love that, because then I don't have to, if I have this whole set, I don't have to mix and blend a lot of these colors, because I really have so many choices. However, I have also noticed that some of the colors are not 100% opaque, and it seems to me that the lighter the color, the less opaque it is. For example, if you look at this purple violet here, you can see the paper underneath, as opposed to these two. The same thing goes with this blue and this green here. Look, it's just not that opaque, unlike, for example, the black one or these muted tones here. This also happens with some of the reds. For example, this one, this purple is not opaque, and this red, but these muted ones really are. I hope you can see. They're really opaque, and I love that. So you have a range of colors, some really opaque, some not, but once you create a painting or a project, I think this isn't that important, really. You can play around, and you, of course, you won't use all 72 colors in one project, right? Okay, the best thing I love about them, besides all the color choices, is this creaminess. It's like extreme. I've never had anything in my hands this creamy, and I really love it. But maybe their creaminess won't be so good for every project, especially in art journaling, because I paint mostly in my art journals, and there are different kinds of papers. but because they are so soft and creamy, I believe they will be excellent on watercolor paper and textured paper as well. And you can easily blend them with your fingers. And we are going to see that now. I'm going to try to blend some colors so we can see how that works. And I'm going to use flat paper without texture and paper with texture. Okay, now I'm going to try to blend some of them. Mind you, my fingers are still dirty, so I'm going to use yellow and blue and another pinkish and blue to blend them and see how they behave. So this is a really thick paper like cardstock, but it's really flat and has no texture. So first I'm going to do this and show you how you can use your finger and really paint with your finger. Then I really love how this works. It's amazing. Let's try this on watercolor paper. So watercolor paper takes more of this, like it's grinding it. And let's see. Yes, I can do this as well. A nice looking sun, right? Okay, let's try to blend. I'm going to put some of this here and take the blue one and put it here, and then use my finger to really blend them, and I get a little greenish hue. Okay, that could work. But if you have all of these green shades, green hues like here, then perhaps you don't have to blend them at all. But at one point in your painting on project, they will touch and maybe you'll need to blend. Let me do this again, but with other colors. So I'm going to use pink, like a muted pink. Yeah, I'm a sucker for painting with my fingers, so this is really lovely, really soft. And on watercolor paper, so texture takes more of it, and I can really easily blend, and the texture doesn't prevent that. Okay, it's really lovely. And let's try and blend this one and maybe yellow one again. Why not? Oops. So a little bit of blending. Okay. So I still see the line that the pink one made. And let's include the blue and see how they blend. Again, I'm creating some kind of green. Okay, let's try this darker blue on. I have yellow residue now. Oh, it's so lovely. And let's try blending them here. I'm going to add a circle of yellow and a clean finger, and let me see what I get. And over here again, and over here. So it's a really nice mixture, and I don't see clearly the edges of colors. And that's a nice blend here. Okay, good. Let's try one more with pink. I need to clean my fingers. So this is pink, and let's try blue. on watercolor paper. I'm starting with lighter color and moving into the darker one. I'm cleaning my finger again, starting with lighter color and moving into darker one. Yeah, they're really easy to blend because they are so soft. So no worries there. Okay, I even like this mess here that I made. It's really, really messy, but it's kind of cute. I imagine if I, for example, made the whole background on this paper by just blending colors like so, maybe it would look really, really nice. So blending capabilities are great on non-textured and textured paper / watercolor paper. Maybe just a tiny bit easier here. But when you blend them on this type of paper, you won't see that texture, unlike here, of course. But this is true for every pastel out there. Okay, so that's blending wise. I really love how they work. And now I'm going to continue working on this page here so you can see how I can create something using these pastels. Okay, so let's try and make something out of this. I'm going to move this aside and maybe do it like so. Okay, let's start. Oh well, guys, this was something really abstract, as you can see, but I just wanted to see if I can make something that's visually appealing, cute, nice, maybe even interesting, and if I only use my fingers and blending. So the blending of these oil pastels is amazing. I really, really love this. And even on textured paper, they are so super soft. And I know some people use oil pastels to paint rather, you know, they don't blend. So my surface now looks a little flat, but they use chunks of paint and then paint with. Then you can also do that. For example, something like this, you know, and you just use chunks of paint to create something like so. For example, flower petals, something like this. is just pressing hard and putting that that pastel down, and it's really, as you can see, it really has texture. But this is not really good for art journals because then you can't close them, right? This one is better for art journals, but if you want to paint on a separate piece of paper, you can also use a textured technique like this. You can even use a palette knife to apply it and so on. But mind you, if you are going to use them, your hands will always be dirty, but that's fine. I mean, if you paint, you make a mess, and that's what all artists do, and it's perfectly fine. So that's it, guys, for this test. The bottom line is that they are good. You can experiment with them. You can do nice things like blending, and I will definitely try to paint some of my faces with them. Not now, really, because as I already said, it's really too hot here, and I'm afraid that these are way too soft in this temperature. But anyway, they are a good thing to have, and you don't have to get all the 72 colors. You can get sets with I think 24, 12 or something like that. They are great to use. They are great to blend. They're really soft on both types of paper that I tried. And the bottom line is, yeah, they're worth it if you want to experiment with oil pastels, and you will be amazed at how soft they are. Okay, that's it, guys, for today. If you have any questions, I mean, put them in the comments or send me an email at hello@artwillhaven.com, and I'll be sure to answer them. Okay, so see you next time.